Hello everyone, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. Group backs Southeast governors warns against plots to install Emir in Igbo land. A social service and pressure group, Jesus Army, has lauded the announcement of the governors of the Southeast geopolitical zone banning herders and cattle movements in the constituent states, saying it would check seeming plots to allegedly foist emirs in Igbo land. The group, however, said the action of the governor was reactive and belated, stressing that there was the urgent need for Igbo people to look for politicians of integrity to serve them in various leadership positions in order to intervene and act timely on their behalf as their leaders. Convener and chief servants of the Marian Opalauku-led Jesus Army made the statement during the Way Forward for Nigeria outing in collaboration with Early Christian Ministries, Ufuma Kids management team, among others under the chairmanship of the national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, Chief Ralph Oke Nwosu, in Oka on Monday. Okpala Ezoku, a lawyer and human rights activist, stated that the group has set machinery in motion to use prayer as a weapon of warfare to thwart what he described negative antics of Kabas, whose major interest he noted was on the domination of southern Nigeria. He pointed out that the influx armed bandits and violent herders was purportedly polluted and takeover allegedly induced threats and crisis-ridden communities ahead of the execution of Ruganization and Fulanization plots to take over southern Nigeria, which he accused the federal government of promoting. According to him, fervent prayers and eternal vigilance were mainly required to contain the alleged evil plans of enemies of Nigeria, hoping that unity and combined efforts of the Southeast, Southwest and Southwest zones were required to flush out those he named infiltrators and political elites out of the southern Nigeria. Earlier in his address titled, "We are all entitled to be annoyed," the chairman of the occasion, Chief Ralph Oke Nwosu, echoed the need for persistent prayer in faith as the best way to particularly reconcile the people of Igbo land to God. Nwosu, who is the national chairman of ADC, stated that what was going on in the country was more spiritual, stressing that Nigerians should arm themselves with prayers as the spiritual weapon of warfare against the atrocities in the country. Represented by Frank Agumadu, who also said power impotent prayer was capable of bringing about good leadership, quick unity and understanding among the people of Igbo land, and bring about the restoration of lost glorious, majestic and excellent virtues for which they were known. The event was preceded by prayer session for Igbo leaders, Nigeria and peace in Igbo land by Amaka Jesus of Jesus Kingdom Ministries worldwide. So guys, that is what is really happening in this. I think we all need to be more careful and not to react with the way things are really going, not to react so fast. We need to really get some facts before we start making our own decision, before we start making our own statements on saying our own take concerning every event that really happens. And one thing is that since this issue of Ruga, this Esme problem came on board and has really been ongoing, a lot of things have been really happening, and a lot of hatred, a lot of hate speech here and there and all of that. And because I believe some people have really been playing lip service, saying that, oh, this is one Nigeria, and every other persons have really been like, okay, this is one Nigeria, let's go with it, we have to be patient. But At the end of the day, they found out that it's just a kind of deceit, and it's not carrying everybody along, sidelining some people. And when you are with them, or when you are rolling with them, they really recognize you. But if you are not with them in that class, as in politically, they play lip service. And unfortunately, the people that will have really given the power, that we've elected to do the needful, they are the ones even causing most of these problems. I think now we are more divided than ever before. Of course, there was that division, but everybody was just trying to manage with the whole thing that, okay, things are really going to turn out, for the better. But what we see, for the past 4 years is something that everybody just like shocked about. And everybody's like, okay, if that's going to be the problem, let's go a separate way. Nobody wants to tolerate anybody. So with at this stage that we don't even know where to go, and where we are going to and where we are coming from. And I think the only people that can really bring all of this problem, to stand still, is the government from the center. The government from the center, the position they have taken is making people not to trust, is making people not to believe again, is making people to say, oh, no, don't want this one Nigeria. Because if anybody makes one statement in one part of the region, another person picks it up, another person twists the whole thing, other people start saying it in a different way, and they start insinuating what is not. So at this stage, there is this hatred all over the place. There's this misunderstanding. There is this not tolerating one another. And can you blame people for that? Because some people started it and they were unable to curb it even when it was really growing. But at this stage, there's nothing impossible, to do. But if they are really ready, if they are not playing lip service to all they have been saying, and most importantly, it was when this Ruga of a thing came up, it's really brought a lot of division, among the people. So what do? Everybody is just making statements here and there. And we don't even know the position of the government. And people are saying that the government is not really sincere with the whole of this thing. And when you try to pamper some people, when you try to feel that some people are more loved than other people, and that's why you see people don't want to tolerate anything. Things that have been going on, and people see them as, as being, okay, one of the ways which we can really move on together. The same things are happening now, and nobody want to tolerate it, because people are seeing handwriting on the wall. If some people are like, okay, let us cooperate, some people will be somewhere doing something else. It's just like the foundation of the whole system is bad. And that's why we can't really pick up. We can't really pick up when some people will like to be lifting up, and some people will be dragging down. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Now, some group saying that backing the Southeast governors, most especially when they say they have banned the movement of S-men in the zone, and warning against plots to install Emir in Igbo land. I think, for them to have been saying this, they must have gotten some kind of information, going underground. Everybody wants to live peacefully, but if everybody, is saying the truth, if everyone is being genuine, if every group is being genuine about it, why not? Why not? Why not? Why can't we do things together? But when people are feeling that they are being cheated, or they are not being told the truth, or some people are just trying to play to the gallery, you see that nobody wants to believe anybody, nobody wants to trust anybody, and that is the way it works. So the people in the place of authority must do the needful as soon as possible, as fast as possible. If they think it's not going to, it's none of their business, that is not going to affect them, they must be joking. And that is just the truth. They must be joking. If you think it's not going to affect you, it's not going to have a dent on you, it's not going to have an impact, negative one at that, that means you must be joking. And that is why you see nobody wants to tolerate each other. Before now, we've been marrying ourselves, an Igbo man marrying an Hausa man marrying a Yoruba marrying an Igbo person, and all of that, like that. An Yoruba man marrying a Yoruba man. It's been like that. It's ongoing. We've been mixed together. So that is why we need to be careful. And children are involved. So at the end of the day, it is the government that needs to do the needful. The government at the local government level, at the state level, and at the center. But unfortunately, at the local government level, I'm not sure they are even functioning in any way. Because that is where it would have, started. It has to start from the root. People need to connect very well. For people to connect very well, it has to be from the local government. We don't even hear much about a local government chairman because, it's very, very difficult for people at that lower level. Even when you talk of councillorship, from that lower level to be able to relate with the state government, let alone the government at the center. So, there must be that campaign that has to be rooted in order to correct all these abnormalities going on in our system. So, guys, that's just my own thinking, and I hope they will do the needful. Please leave your comments below and let's hear your own take. Thank you very much. Bye.